All right. Thanks everyone for joining us today. We're going to give you a quick walkthrough of the Cloud IBR portal, show you how simple it is to onboard, take about 15 minutes for you to do so, how you can become recoverable as quickly as 15 minutes, and give you a little bit of the tech info on what's going on behind the scenes. So when you first sign up, you're going to want to go through each one of these tabs over here and fill out some information. First tab, Backblaze repositories. It's as simple as clicking the add button there, fill in the information for your Backblaze bucket, as well as your application key and application key ID that you create. And that's all documented up top on how to do that. Screenshots that you can click on that'll show you, where to go within Veeam to get that information. Or if you want to go over to Backblaze, it'll show you what it looks like when you're creating it at Backblaze. Keep in mind, we only support read-only keys so that our product can only read your backups. So after you fill in this information, you click save, and you can see I have two of them down here that I've already added for this demo. The next tab is the PhoenixNet BNC. This first part for cloud provider list, we automatically generate this account for you at PhoenixNet. As you'll see in the sign up form, when you enter your credit card information, you're paying for 1 year upfront of our IBR platform. And then we're creating an account for you with that same credit card at PhoenixNet. And there will be $0 charges from them until you actually run a recovery or run a recovery test. So they bill per minute for usage of their equipment. And what we're doing is at time of disaster, we're automatically via our code reaching out to PhoenixNet to stand up a minimum of 2 physical servers, one that we're going to have Windows installed on, and we're going to install Veeam. We're going to reach into your, add your Backblaze bucket, reach into that bucket and scan it, and then begin recovering your servers to a second server, which is an ESXi host that we provisioned for you at PhoenixNet. And those costs from PhoenixNet range anywhere from 8 cents to a few dollars per hour. So definitely nothing that's going to break the bank. And you can run recoveries, daily, weekly, monthly, and it'll still be a very small fee from them. Here we're going to tell the product how much space we need. 25 terabytes is the current max as of today. We're going to pick one for this demo and click save. There you go. You're welcome. And now we go to the next tab. This is your Veeam encryption keys. So you simply click the add button. This is a demo key, and you're going to usually copy paste this key over from Veeam where you used it first. So if you're the one who set up Veeam, you'll know that you enabled that in the advanced settings under the backup job. And you can hover over this and actually see where that is. We're going to put that in, click save, and now we have that. And I have one in there already. Network information. So instructions are up top with an explanation of everything you need. But very simply, you're doing 2 things here. You're going to add the gateway address for every subnet in your environment that you plan on recovering with us. So if you have, whether it's 1 or 20 different VLANs, subnets, and each has its own gateway, obviously, you just want to click add gateway and add a description, the address, and pick the mask from the drop-down menu. Do that for each VLAN in your building. And we will, at time of disaster, provision a Linux firewall, and that firewall will have all of those addresses so that all of your servers that we recover can get out to the internet and can be accessed for incoming for the ports that you open, which is this next section. So you simply click this button, put in the description, the port number, and the IP address that you want to forward that port to. I have some examples down here, and we will open up all of these ports on the firewall at time of disaster or test. Whitelist, this is typically just for your IT staff, so maybe their home office, the corporate internet address, And this is so that they can connect to the management networks of the management IPs of the physical hosts that we build out for you. And even if these IPs change over time, you can always log in with VPN to the environment and update the whitelist. Or you can update them in this app up and until you run a recovery. So VPN users, what we're going to do here is you are going to add as many unlimited users as you want here. And you have two types of users: the DR testing user. This is going to be your IT staff, the ones who are going to be standing this environment up on a more regular basis and who are going to be running the DR tests. And every time a DR test is run, they will get an encrypted email with their credentials, a link to their VPN profile, and a link to download OpenVPN client if they don't already have it. And then there's going to be the end users. And as you'll see in a few moments, the end users will only get that encrypted email when you check the box requesting that we notify them. So for your regular DR testing, whether it's automated or manual, etc., they won't get that email. Only when you're running an actual DR test that involves end users, will they get that email. So recoveries. You've finished onboarding. It was that simple. You set up your repositories. You set up your storage requirements. We're already integrated with BMC for you. You entered your encryption keys, some network information, your whitelist, and your VPN users. You're completely onboarded. The next thing you do is click Start Recovery. So a few different options on this screen we're going to cover. This right here, Run Until. The Run Until automated, what that means is we're going to fully provision the bare metal cloud servers. We're going to build the Linux firewall, build the Veeam server, rescan your object storage bucket, and restore all of your servers. And once that's 100% done, we're just going to automatically tear everything down, and your hourly fees from PhoenixNAP stop as soon as the teardown is complete and the test is over. Next option is until I click Stop Recovery. What this does is leaves that environment up and running. So we provision everything like we just discussed, and now it sends you an email saying your recovery environment is ready for your testing. And now you can log in remotely, you can use VPN, and once you're finished with that test, you'll come back to this app and you'll click the Stop Recovery button, and it'll do a teardown of everything, and the test will be over. This is the email end user option we talked about. This you're typically only going to do if you want them involved in the test, and those users will get that encrypted email so that they can VPN in and have access to your environment. And then the final option here is indefinitely. That's when it's an actual disaster recovery and we are recovering you, and this is your new production environment. We have a note here. Change your credentials, etc. We will no longer need access to your environment after you've done this option. I'm going to go back to this one. And next option here is days to recover. So as most IT admins know who are involved in DR and backups, you decommission a server, but you still keep that in your backup chain. It might stay there for years, 2, 3, up to 7 years, a lot of companies for the retention policy. But you don't need to recover that server because it's no longer in production. So this option, what we're telling the system to do is only recover servers that have a restore point from within the past 7 days. You can change that to as long as 30 days. Most of the time, we haven't had anyone who's told us that they need more than 7 yet. But that's, once that disaster happens, you're usually going to be recovering within a day, or now that you have this application within, you can recover within hours. So that's this option will eliminate us from restoring servers that have been decommissioned in your production environment. Next section is the buckets that we're restoring from, the provider we're using, and then last option here is internet access allowed. By default, the servers will have inbound internet on the ports that you added to the port mappings, but they won't have outbound internet access, just in case you don't want any of your apps phoning home during a certain test. But if you want them to have outbound internet, you just click that and you click Initiate Recovery. So that's how easy it is to onboard with Cloud IBR and start your first recovery. About 15-20 minutes worth of work to fill out these forms. You click Initiate Recovery, and here's your active recovery running up here. We're going to click over there, and this will show us our 3 demo servers are already at 23 and 22% complete. I can expand this down to see all the options I selected, the VPN users that were created, the PhoenixNAP servers we deployed. I can open a support ticket if I need, and I can also stop the recovery. So it's that simple. We're going to open it up to Q&A now, and I appreciate everyone joining. I'm Greg Talone, CEO of Continuity Centers.